Hi, this is Suzanne for Rainbow Loom. Today I'll be showing you how to make the Max Love bracelet. This bracelet was designed for my friend Max Wilford, also known as Super Max, to look like the Max Love Project logo, which is a green heart on a white or gray background. This bracelet symbolizes the partnership between Rainbow Loom and the Max Love Project. Please visit maxloveproject.org for full details on upcoming events and to learn more about how you can help this cause that is so close to our hearts. The Max Love bracelet is a 4-pin design that features a heart shape and was chosen because it is very easy to make and comfortable to wear. To make a standard 7-inch bracelet, you will need 87 bands. You'll also need a rainbow loom, a rainbow loom hook, and a C-clip. Pick out your color scheme. As I mentioned, the Max Love Project logo features a green heart on a white or gray background, but you can use any colors you like to make this bracelet. You will need about 80 A-colored bands for the body of the bracelet and 7 B-colored bands for the hearts. Organize your bands into 2 piles, A and B. Pause the video here until you're ready to follow along. Because this is a basic 4-pin design, let me show you how to configure your rainbow loom to make this kind of bracelet. Place your loom horizontally in front of you. Make sure the red arrow is on the right-hand side. Now, turn your loom over. Use the base plate removal tool on the end of your hook to loosen the turquoise base plates. You're not going to pull them all the way off, you're just going to pry them up to loosen them. And you'll do this on all 3 of the base plates. Once you've done that, you'll carefully flip your loom over and remove the pin that's farthest away from you. Take that away. And then with your 2 remaining pins, you're going to reposition them. Pull it up gently so that 2 pins extend beyond the turquoise base plate. And you do it on this one as well. Move it up so that 2 pins extend beyond the turquoise base plate, and then you can press firmly into place. Pause the video here until you're ready to follow along. Now, let's get started. Position the loom so that the red arrow is pointing toward you. The first step in making this bracelet will be counting out 10 white or gray bands. Once you've done that, place a starter band on the loom diagonally between 2 pins. Next, pull it into the cloverleaf starter formation, and I'll show you how this is done. With your hook, you grab the outside band, pull it between these 2 pins, catch it on one edge and lift it over. Then grab this band, pull it between these 2 pins, wrap it around, catching it on one end and bringing it around. That's your starter band. After that, you'll place 2 bands around all 4 pins, and you'll want to keep these evenly spaced apart so that you can grab that bottom band when it comes time to lift them. So 1 more band around all 4 pins. Once you have 3 bands on each of the pins, it's time to lift the bottom band. To lift the bottom band over each pin, use the open side of the pin to place your hook, and then lift the band over the top of the pin. And do that on this one as well. And on each of these pins. You're using that open side of each of the pins to grab the band and lift it over. Then slide your bands down. You now have 2 bands on each pin, and you'll add a third one. Place a single band around all 4 pins. And again, you have 3 on each pin. You'll lift the bottom band on each pin up and over. And on this side as well. You're basically making a quadfish or 4-pin design. Continue. After you loop, place 1 band on each pin and lift the bottom band. I'll do this one more time, and then I'll fast forward until I've placed all of the 10 bands that I set aside. And there I've just finished placing and looping all of the first 10 bands. Now it's time to place a green band on the loom to make the heart. Double twist a green band diagonally between the top left and bottom right pins. You'll pull the band over, twist, and twist and bring it back. It's a little tricky. And you want to make sure that the green bands stay above the white. Now, if they're twisted, you can move your hook around the pin to straighten them out. These look like they're straight on each pin, so we're okay. After you've placed that double band of the green, you're going to lift the bottom band on each of these 2 pins. Now once you've done that, you'll have a white band, and then it'll look like 2 green, and then a white band and a white band. And the same on this side. You're going to treat the 2 green bands as 1 band. Now it's time to count out 10 white or gray bands. Now place one of these bands around all 4 pins and loop the bottom band on each pin, or lift it over each pin. And then push your bands down. Place one of these bands around all 4 pins, and you'll lift the bottom band. But as I said earlier, you're going to treat the green bands as 1 band, so you're going to grab both green bands and lift that over. So you're left with 2 bands on that pin. You'll lift the bottom band on this pin, leaving 2. Lift the bottom band, and then on this one you'll lift both green bands up and over. Place a band around all 4 pins and lift the bottom one. And you'll continue placing and lifting the bands until your pile of bands, is all gone. I'll fast forward from here and I'll show you how to place that next green band. So I've just finished placing that second set of 10 bands. I'll show you one more time how to place the green band. You'll place the green band diagonally between the upper left and bottom right. And then you'll twist it and pull it back over. So you're double looping that band around the 2 pins. And then you'll want to make sure that they're straight, not twisted, so you can run your hook around the pin. Make sure they're on there. That looks good. And once you've done that, you'll lift the bottom band on those 2 pins only. And that will leave you with the 1 bottom band, the 2 green that you'll treat as 1, and then 2 bands on the other. And then from there, you'll continue placing 10 of the white or gray bands and then your green band until you finish the length of the bracelet. I'll fast forward from here until we're ready to finish the bracelet. Once you've finished placing and looping all of the bands you set aside, you're ready to finish the bracelet. To finish the bracelet, lift the bottom band on each of the 4 pins, leaving just one band on each of the pins. So there's 2 on each of these. We're lifting that bottom one and leaving just the 1 band. And we're doing that on this side as well. There's 2 bands, lifting the bottom one up and over until there's 1 band on each of the 4 pins. These final 4 bands will need to be moved to 1 pin like this. We'll move the bottom bands to the top ones. Place your hook with the open side facing you. Grab the band, this way you won't drop it, and move it to the forward pin. Do that the same on this one. Hook facing you. Grab it and lift it to the forward pin. Now you'll lift the bottom band on each pin up and over, and on this one too. And then you'll move this band over to the 1 pin. Again, grab it and pull it over that pin and release. Those bands around your hook, and you can remove the bracelet from the loom. I want to show you this. If you've been pulling the bracelet as you've been making it, it will look more like this. If you've been pushing from the top, it'll look kind of lumpy like this, and you can fix that by just simply pulling your bracelet at this point and evening it out. So on this end, pull your hook away, slide your finger into those 2 bands, grab your C-clip and place it around those 2 bands, remove your hook. There's your bracelet on the C-clip, and then on this side use your hook to grab those 2 bands and then slide your C-clip around those 2 bands and secure your bracelet. And there you have the finished Max Love bracelet. The Max Love Project is a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing families fighting childhood cancers and life-threatening conditions with accessible, practical, and kid-friendly whole-body wellness. We believe that all children deserve every opportunity to thrive against the odds.